Welcome to the Anything Else podcast.
Oh, you're doing that again now?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
I'm Oli
my thing.
Eldrick.
I am also.
We've been doing this 3 seconds and it's already.
I haven't even offended anybody yet. We already have to cut.
Ernie hasn't had a chance to torch his career yet, even, and it's already done.
So, anyways, I'm Alex Lentz.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I'm William.
Willem Dafoe Wallace.
Willem Defoe Wallace.
All right, we got Dallas Outsider in the producer chair as always. We got Will Wallace in the middle here, filling in for Ollie Eldrick for potentially the last time. I'm sure we'll still get Will on the podcast whenever he feels like, because we love having Will around. You got me, Alex Lentz, still holding it down till Ollie's back to do all the talking and ask all the questions and talk over the guests and get Russell mad at him.
Yeah.
And then today, we've got my favorite doorman at Somewhere Else Pub. Don't tell Hudson I said that. Ernie, how's it going, brother?
Not too bad, man. How you doing?
Good. So we know you, but our audience might not. So currently, you're allowed to talk about music if you want to. Who is?
So I am normally known in the punk scene around Saskatoon as the Pants.
Good.
Quite famous for those very nice slacks I got there. So I'm the bass player in Old Tolerated. We're kind of a punk cover band from town. And I recently taken over as the bass player for a band, Broken Idols. Kind of like punk ska vibe.
Hell yeah, man.
Very, very fun.
Hell yeah.
Well, without further ado, I guess it's time to close that barrier down and, let's talk about anything else, man. You're not going to hit the sound effect or anything?
No, I never hit this.
That's
Oh,
in,
that's
that's
for
in
later.
post.
Yeah.
No, he's got a couple buttons.
Yeah.
So, Ernie, what is your big hobby that isn't music?
Wait,
So-
do we want to guess first?
Oh, we haven't done that in a
Well,
while.
he just told me what I
Oh.
think it's going to be, so
Oh, yeah,
you
he
guys
hasn't
take
told
a
me.
shot.
Also, use your hat backwards.
It's upside down. It's a brand new berries hat. Saskatoon berries season's just started. I went to was at the home opener the other day. Got a new hat. So they got these upside down lettering hats. I believe they were inspired by, they've kind of taken off a bit because Jaron Duran from the Boston Red Sox in the current Netflix in the Clubhouse doc, he gets custom hats, like your regular, any kind of brand, like your just regular run-of-the-mill hats, but he gets custom ones from the companies with the text upside down, and they've just kind of taken off, so the berries have started doing it.
So my first thought when I see that is, if you can read this, please pick me up and put me back on my bar stool. My instant reaction to that.
Hey, you all right down there, fella?
My first thought when I see
I
that
can
is
read that. There's a problem here.
Sherb.
Well, they have another one that says Stoon upside down, and it just says Newts.
Oh,
I'd wear the new
I'm
tag.
getting me a Newts hat. That's it. Tomorrow morning, I'm
Yeah.
going out. I'm getting me a Newts hat.
That's a good band name.
Alrighty, Dallas, you go first.
Trademarked.
Yeah.
Can't take it.
What's? Oh yeah. Well, we're guessing what we're talking
Yeah,
about. We're gonna talk about hats today.
Ooh, okay.
You would not have. Never mind. Go ahead. That's
Have
fine.
I
I've never
influenced
wear
you
hats.
maybe to have that
What's the
opinion?
story behind your hat?
Oh,
Oh my God,
I
this
mean,
is the
I have.
derailing.
So first of all, I'm not the
Home ec-
fucking guest,
Home ec
bro.
grade 9. I'm not that far off, clearly.
I actually didn't make this. It's it is a fun story, but it's my story and not your fucking story, and we're focused on you right now. So
So you're going to invite him back to the podcast. We'll talk about his hat.
yeah, the William Wallace Redux episode
anything else?
after he's been a fucking host for the show for like
The whole
half a
month.
season.
The Anything
Yeah.
Else podcast goes to Lids with Will Wallace.
I will tune in for that episode.
Okay.
Hands down.
Focusing in, I think that your hobby, your not music hobby, is Galaga specifically. And I can't explain why I think that. It's just a vibe. You
know what
seem
I-
like a guy who would play Galaga specifically.
I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you what I wish it was. That I doubt it's going to be. I wish it was Catan.
Oh, and no, I am a Catan tart. You guys want to talk Catan? We can talk Catan.
I fucking love
But my
Catan.
hobby outside of music is more of, as I said when I got hired here, an addiction that I need to
Oh.
feed.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm addicted to classic cars.
Okay.
Buying, restoring, spending stupid amounts of money. Like I got together with my wife and I took her over to my shop and I'm like, hey babe, you want to see $10,000? And I showed her a car hanging on a wall. No engine, no tires, no floorboards. I'm like, this is what $10,000 looks like. And she looked at me and she said, I'm not getting anything out of this, am I?
Would you say that's your most?
She's sitting right over there.
Would you say that's your most expensive hobby?
Yes.
Yeah.
My
Dallas, name me a more expensive hobby.
My extensive guitar collection, I always aim for the bass models
Okay.
of the series. So like I do have an extensive guitar and music like stringed instrument collection,
Yeah.
but like I have a banjo worth $25,000.
Okay.
But all of that is like the lower end of things.
Okay.
The car hobby definitely takes up 90% of my somewhere else earnings. Because I shop on Marketplace while I'm at the door.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
No,
Saturday
that
morning,
makes
I go
sense.
pick up the parts.
Yep.
That's how this works. I play Catan and I shop for car parts. That is my Friday nights.
Okay.
This
So
man is
Galaga
living
wasn't
the
that
world.
far off.
He's living the life.
Oh, I'm
guys.
living the dream. I got somebody to pay me to listen to live music. I get to shop and I get to play Catan.
So I will say, just going into this, I am actually a little bit out of my depth. And I'm starting on the back foot here because after the last episode, which we did with Michelle from Scaravan, I had a buddy of mine point out to me that during the quickfire section, which will be coming up later, I said, oh, that's a good pull, specifically those words 8 times. So I got to up my game a little bit because at least someone's paying attention.
You know, Will actually,
that's
he's a
a
man
good
who
clutch.
knows something about cars, to be honest. That was a good one, Dallas, the clutch thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw you. But yeah, Will, he, the thing he knows most about with cars, I would say, is probably leaky antifreeze.
Antifreeze,
Is this gonna come up every episode?
I'm,
Yes, it
I'm
is.
more of an oil leak kind of guy lately. Like the
Okay.
antifreeze stays in the radiator. My overflow bottle in my car right now is a 40 of Bacardi, zip tied to the rad support. Everybody loves it.
Hey, if it works.
My car has an engine out of a swather in it. It has a Bacardi bottle as an overflow tank, and it has tractor mufflers on it.
Okay.
It is this far away from not being SGI legal.
Gotcha.
But for $800, Will, you could have the same fun I'm having and be driving a 1967 car.
Ooh.
I
Would
bought it out of a farmer's field, and I still have straw hanging out of the rust holes. It's been 6 years.
That's fantastic.
oh man, no, my car is less extravagantly fucked. I would say, it's basically like instead of fixing the leak, I've just settled on like topping up the coolant every once in a while.
It's my power steering right now in the vehicle I'm driving today.
So
I carry a
like,
fucking gallon.
so I don't know if it's the same thing for power steering fluid, but like coolant you can buy in concentrate, and it's
Yeah.
actually cheaper if you do it.
And then you water it down.
Yeah, you mix. I call it mixing my own moon hooch because I basically got like a Salamanzar, the like big fucking wine bottle of, like copper moon that I rinsed out a million times, and I just use that to mix like industrial quantities
Cup of this, gallon of
Yeah.
that, we're set.
First time he showed up to band practice, he's got his bass and then a couple of jugs, and we're like, "What the fuck?" He's like, "Oh yeah. Before I leave, I gotta go
I
mix
need to
some
fill these
antifreeze.
up in the sink. I need to pre-mix for the ride home.
Yep.
We gotta cook."
Yeah.
We gotta cook.
How'd you get into classic cars then?
Honestly, man, like my dad has been obsessed. Like my entire tattoo sleeve is mine and my dad's collection. And most of these cars have been sitting in my backyard. I've ridden in a couple of them, but they've been sitting in my backyard in line to be restored for 40 years.
Sick.
like this one right here. I rode home from the muffler shop when I was 5 years old. Brand new exhaust. Car ran great, and Dad's like, restoration time. I pulled it in the garage 3 years ago and got it running again. I'm 37 years old.
Holy shit.
That's crazy.
So finally I was like, you know what? These cars clearly aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
I'll get them tattooed on me. People ask me questions. I can just point. Which one's your favorite? Well, this one today, you
Yeah.
know?
That's a good answer. Yeah, I think it's good and probably more honest to have
Well,
favorites that fluctuate a little
and
bit.
my dad is like, you all seen the memes. Teach your kids about cars, and they'll never have enough money for a drug addiction.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, my
yeah.
dad taught me about cars, but he one up that.
Oh,
We're a Mopar family, so you can restore a Chevy Camaro for 30 grand, $60,000 for Barracuda. Mopar are just not as popular and not as cheap, so everything is twice the amount.
gotcha.
So he's like, yeah, not only am I going to give him a really bad addiction, I'm going to give him a bad addiction that he's going to work 3 jobs to afford the parts.
At that point, you're not really much different than an absolute coke fiend.
Exactly.
yeah.
Exactly. I'm not far off. I'm like, I'm spiraling out of control at a very slow rate, but I'm still spiraling. At the end of it, the car that I have $10,000 invested in is worth $25 done.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have $15,000 worth of an engine to put in it still, and it doesn't have paint on it yet.
Oh,
Losing 25 grand to make my perfect factory original car
Yeah.
is what I'm invested in right now. And my wife stands behind me and supports it
good.
because I don't tell her about the money I'm spending on it.
Good. Okay.
There's going to be a garage sale in the future, and you're going to be able to buy my car for $1,500 because I told her that's what's invested.
All right.
We could just do a show and shine in the parking lot of all your cars and put
Yeah.
price tags on them.
Exactly, put
Just
price-
what she thinks
just,
they're
just-
worth.
just
Hey,
tell
I
my
look forward
wife,
to that.
ask my wife, and she will put a price tag on everything, and I will lose my pants. If the shirt was gone when I got here, I will lose my pants on that deal.
All right.
Ernie, how come all of your guitars all of your cars are so cheap? What the
Well, not to mention my guitars.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like that banjo I talked about in the beginning.
Yeah.
$200 banjo. And if you asked her to buy it tomorrow, because I know you're a good banjo player, she would sell it to you for $200.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Little does
All
she
right.
know that 1927 Maybell
Oh man.
is an absolute gem. Still plays better than my newer ones.
Do you have a favorite band? Oh, can't talk about music. No, never mind.
Do you have what's kind of like your what would you
Thank you.
consider like your white whale in the classic car kind of restoring world? Like what's
So-
one that you just that's the one you want? You'll die happy.
Like I would sell everything but my pit bull for a 1970 AAR Cuda,
Okay.
lime green,
Lime green.
black top, black hood,
Okay.
340 6-pack with a 4-speed behind it.
Okay.
It's about a $120,000 car
Yeah.
minimum,
That's 20,000 more than a Lamborghini.
right? And this is a 1970. So I'm a member of the Mopar Association in Saskatoon, and we actually had a guy 2 years ago come to the car show and made a 74 clone.
Right.
So it's different tail lights. It's a little bit more modernized for the era,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it was plum crazy purple. It had the black AAR stripe down. It had the black hood and everything. And my wife's favorite color is purple. And I texted her and I was just like, thinking about going to the bank. And she didn't say no.
Ooh.
I was like, the only
Scary.
problem is the minute I get it, it's going into the shop.
Yeah.
This panel's getting changed. These tail lights are going modern. The grill's getting.
And it's not going to be purple anymore.
Oh no, it's gonna stay purple because
Oh?
like I really enjoy my nads of the goes.
You know, that's fair.
So she wins. My bedroom is 75% purple,
Hey,
and the
I wouldn't
other
complain. It's my favorite color
30%
too.
is elephants. Yeah, so like I
Oh,
didn't.
can we unpack that a little bit?
I didn't
Yeah,
win at all.
you explain the elephant in the room?
My wife is
Whoa.
absolutely obsessed with elephants.
Okay.
China cabinet. If there's a shelf, I put a car on it. She puts an elephant beside it. You can't walk into my house and not know that this is a car house, a music house, and an elephant house.
Elephant house.
So yeah, like
Okay.
literally our bedroom is 70% purple, and the rest of it is elephant tapestries.
Are there any
Because
purple
I'm like, hey,
elephants?
so what do you want for a feature wall? She's like, purple. I'm like, perfect. And then I started going, and she's like, well, I want this one too. I'm like, so our bedroom is purple, and our feature wall is elephant tapestries.
Yeah.
Why did I buy paint for the other wall?
Now, how hard is it to find a purple elephant driving a car? Like whether it's a decoration or a
Now we're fucking talking.
yeah.
Purple elephant, what? Sorry?
A purple elephant driving a car.
How hard do you
It'd be a
think it would
great
be?
tattoo.
Yeah.
It would be a good tattoo.
So, has anybody been on Amazon?
Yes.
You can get blow up dinosaurs. You can
Okay.
get blow up this. Can you get a blow up purple elephant? Because I will drive my car to work on camera dressed as a purple elephant for the podcast.
huh.
Like, we can make this happen. I'll even drive the Fury. But I will warn you guys right now, every time I get in my car, the only thing that plays on the stereo is Motley Crue.
Oh, okay.
I am in 2 punk bands, but when I get in that car, it is Motley Crue all the way.
That's fair.
Like,
Like,
nothing
it's just like a.
nothing
that car
makes
is
me feel
possessed.
more Joe Dirt than like shouted at the devil
Yeah.
with all my windows rolled down and all I can hear is the mufflers rapping to the lyrics.
Yeah.
I went to a car show the one day and my dad followed me and he's just like, you having like carburetor issues? Like what's going on there? And I'm like, you didn't hear it? And he's like, what? And I'm like, shout. And then I just put it in neutral and mad it out and he's just like, yeah, I thought you were having like a plugged up car. But I'm like, that was Shouted at the Devil by Motley Crue. I sang it better than Vince Neil with my mufflers.
Honestly, that's
Got 'em.
fucking real. Yeah.
Yeah. All the way down Preston was Shouted at the Devil. And, like people were like looking at me and I'm like, yeah.
I feel like if we were Jackass, we could definitely get Ernie to be our Steve-O.
Oh, 112%. Like actually, right now, me and my lead guitarist from one of my bands are booking a tattoo appointment, and we were getting the Lego Man giving the middle finger on our ass cheeks.
Ooh.
So that is like almost the Nirvana smiley face 4x4 episode, but it's gonna be right there. And he's like, why? I'm like,
Oh.
so like, you know, you had to show you bend over to adjust your amp. Beep. I think it's gonna be perfect. And he's been wanting a group tattoo for like 6 months now, and I've only been in the band for a month and a half.
No, fair enough.
Hell yeah.
What do you think of well, kind of the way that Discovery Channel especially has gone, where it's just been taken over by restoration shows and car
Oh.
shows? What do you like those shows?
If I'm at home, that's pretty much what I watch.
Yeah.
Like if there's not a good restoration show on Discovery Channel, I'm on YouTube watching like everything. Like when Motor Trend jammed up with Discovery Plus,
Yeah.
and I could watch
That was Christmas for you.
moonshiners and car restoration shows under one umbrella for $7 a month. Like I literally told my wife not to get me a Christmas present that year. I was just like, I have it all in one, and I share it with my dad, so he pays for 6 months out of the year. I was just like, she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Discovery Channel just bought Motor Trend, and she's like, I don't know what that means. I'm like, 1 bill instead of 2, and she's like, oh, okay, good. So I don't have to buy you anything. Anyway, so like, I want this new elephant statue.
What's the one with the what's it? I remember the business name was Counts Customs. but-
Oh yeah, counting cars.
Yeah, counting cars. My dad and I watch that shit all the time.
Oh, my brother actually toured his museum,
Nice.
and he's like chatting with him about cars. And my brother thinks he knows cars, but my brother knows oil rigs. So Danny actually like shut him down a couple times and walked away. And I was like, oh, so how'd that go? He's like, he was kind of a prick. I'm like, well, if you knew what the hell you were talking about, it might have been a different story. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, I was 8 years old at the Dragons car show at Sask Place,
Okay.
pre anybody, you know, like back in like the 90s. And this guy had a Dodge Daytona. So that's the wing on the nose cone on the front, wing on the back.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't make it into the show. It was parked right outside the doors.
Good.
And I'm walking
Lord.
around looking at this car, and I'm like, it's it's a pretty nice car. The guy's like, a pretty nice Daytona, eh? And I'm like, and I was like, yeah, pretty good for a clone. And the guy just like stops and he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're missing this in the trunk. Back window doesn't look right. And I started pointing out. He's just like, he grabbed me and shoved me towards the doors. And he's like, you just get out of here already. Looks at my dad. He's like, how old's that kid? And my dad's like, he's 8. So yeah, I was like,
Damn.
I'm like, I love getting into arguments with people about especially Dodge specific car stuff because
Yeah.
I'm like, challenge me.
Yeah.
If I don't know it and you're right, I will shake your hand.
Yeah.
But no, you're getting into a match that I'm not gonna end.
You don't,
oh, I-
doesn't matter if you're gonna win it or
I
not.
got a 1967 and a 340 in it. Well, that was a 1970 start for that block, et cetera, et cetera. And yeah, I just love.
That's amazing.
I love when people like, especially older guys, like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. And they start yabbing, and I'm like, so you had a 350 in your 1970 Dart, eh? When did they start putting Chevy engines in a Dodge car? And then the conversation just ends.
What year?
damn.
Around kind of like what year do cars stop being interesting for you? Like, where's your cutoff?
Ooh.
Probably, honestly, before I was born. So like
Right.
85.
Okay.
Like
Interesting.
electronic fuel injection is where I cut it off.
Right.
Like my car right now runs on 6 wires. I can remove those 6 wires, and that's the engine harness. 2 bolts, unbolt the exhaust, and disconnect the fuel, of course. Pull my engine and transmission out of my car and put it back in 6 hours and drive it again.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
The car I drove here today, 3 days to get the wiring harness out of it before I
Yeah.
can even look at the engine.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I was like, I have a bunch of friends that are kind of into, like, as we call it, the ricer scene and stuff like that, and like imports. And I'm like, the odd import will entice me. Nobody's fucking looking sideways at a GTR.
Yeah.
Like, Skylines are sexy. Mitsubishi has some really nice units. But in 30 years, nobody's going to be restoring a Mitsubishi Lancer.
I've never
Yeah.
thought about it like that before. Yeah, that's a good point.
Like my car is 50 years old, 50 plus years old, and it's steel.
Yeah.
Parts are available, but it's restoring. Like, nobody's going to go pull their grandma's Pontiac or Plymouth Intrepid out of the backyard in 30 years and be like, this is my grandma's car. I'm going to get it going. But 20 years ago, people were pulling grandma's Mustang out of the garage
Yeah.
and fucking painting it cherry red,
I imagine eventually it'll be kind of almost an ironic thing being like, oh, I restore Ford Focuses from the 2010s.
Oh, that would be
But
so
that's my
fucking
niche.
fun.
My niche market is like 2010 Ford Focuses. Like, I make body kits that nobody has ever thought of. They don't function. They're less aerodynamic, but like, you gotta see my body kits.
They're specifically for the hatchback model.
And, like, they fit on anything, and if they're not on a hatchback, it's way wind drag, and like, everything's worse. You want to get 20 miles to the gallon in a Civic or in a Focus? Get my body kit.
Civic's also a good
Yeah.
car for that same kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
What is your favorite car-centric movie?
Oh man. Clearly small town boy, so I'm gonna say Dukes of Hazzard.
That's a classic. That's a good pull, right? Will?
1969 Charger.
Okay.
4-speed. It was a good clutch,
Yeah.
Christine, just because I'm a Fury guy.
Yeah. Oh, that's
Like,
fair.
Possessed cars are
Yep.
pretty sweet. But going back to like my childhood, like the movie that like nobody was home and I wanted to watch a movie, it was Maximum Overdrive.
Ah,
And,
I've
like,
never seen that movie. Fun fact.
Oh, Emilio Estevez as like a young buck. All the cars, all the coffee makers and stuff just start like becoming to life. Like AI taking over. circa 1982.
Yeah.
AC/DC, Not Back in Black, the next album, was the soundtrack. So they recorded that album, and then they released it, and then they released Maximum Overdrive soundtrack, word for word. Smartest thing. Sorry, I'm not allowed to talk about music. Smartest thing a band ever did. They double released the album in the same year and doubled their sales. My parents actually owned both CDs. And I was the one that had to point out that it was the same CD.
Yeah.
Wicked.
I got a question here before we inevitably have to move on from this topic and descend into hell.
Welcome to hell, motherfucker.
If someone was just getting into this as a hobby, what advice would you have for them as a veteran?
Get ready for a lot of debt.
Okay.
Line of credit and credit cards are key to get into this. Get ready for cash advances. Rock Auto will be your friend.
Terrifying.
My full size fridge. I have like every time you order from Rock Auto, you get a little fridge magnet of a car. I have the entire side of my fridge is Rock Auto. And my wife's like, "Oh, how much does it cost to get one of those?" And I'm like, "I don't want to talk about it."
Oh man. See,
My toolbox ran out of space, so they started going on the fridge. That's how bad it got.
I have like no frame of reference at all for this shit. I'm realizing just as we're talking about it, because like I play board games. I love board games.
Board
And I
games
think
are
that's an expensive hobby.
I play board games as well,
Yeah.
but I have a games master who doesn't like cars, so he buys the games.
Okay.
Terraforming Mars, Terra
Oh.
Mystica. He has like 8 Dominion expansion boxes. Photosynthesis.
Oh yeah.
Zombicide, like we've and like then he gets into like the box sets that you get that the characters are unpainted, and he gets the little magnifying glass out and he paints them. Like I can't remember what the game was, but he's like, we can only play 5 characters out of the 20, and I'm like, why? He's like, because they're the only ones I've painted so far. And I looked at him, I'm like, you have the addiction to board games that I have to cars.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I imagine like Warhammer can get pretty expensive.
Oh my
Oh,
god, it's insane.
Literally, when he stopped showing up to our houses with Dominion, and I'm like, why? He's like, I have 8 expansion sets. So this game, Dominion, is a deck building game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And there's
just
like,
for-
in one box, there's 25 variations you can play.
Right.
He has 8 expansions.
Yeah. For context, my father owns every Dominion expansion, and he's like, I think it's a mental illness.
So I've known your father for 15 years, weirdly enough. And now that you say this out loud, I think we're going to rekindle our friendship, and I'm going to come over and play some Dominion. Literally, when you brought him up on stage that night,
Oh, yeah.
I was just like, hey, I remember, and he's like, yeah, that's my kid. And I'm like, I remember him. Like, I remember you when you were in a booster seat in the back of the Ford Focus station wagon.
Yep. Back to the
That was like
Ford Focus.
15 years
That
ago,
is
back to the Ford
nuts.
Focus pile. But yeah, so now that I know your dad, that's it. We're hanging out a lot more
literally
now.
got to the point where he just like, it's him and my stepmom. They like disassembled the main Dominion box, and they got like one of those like trading card boxes that you put like 1,000 cards.
Yeah,
in.
like your Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, literally.
cases. Yeah.
And then they just packed all of the Dominion that they have into there. I shouldn't say that they have every expansion, because I know that they've come out with some since they went and bought like all of the expansions at the time. And I don't think they've like updated their collection since, but it is a truly staggering amount of one game to own.
Yeah, like when I went over and seen the stack of 8 other boxes and then the original, I was just like, that's impressive. But
Yeah.
I think your dad and I are gonna get together. We're probably gonna get extremely high, and then we're gonna play some Dominion.
Yeah, that sounds like something he would do.
So originally when I met your dad, he used to come from work on his lunch break
Oh yeah.
bike over to my house, and I make can of butter that will make wheelchair patients walk. So he would smear 2 pieces of toast with can of butter, crush them, sit on the couch for like 20 minutes, get up, get on his bike back to the university, lectures all afternoon. And I was just fucking nothing but impressed. And then I just lost him for 10 years.
Oh yeah.
And then you
crazy.
rekindled us.
Yeah. Well, happy to.
So he's like, that's my kid. I'm like, legit.
Yeah.
Last time I seen him, this tall.
That's
Like,
crazy.
no word of a lie. I'm like, I never would have pieced that together.
That's
I
I could have
amazing.
played like 15 shows with him, and if Jack wouldn't have showed up
Yeah.
to one, I never would have known.
That's wild.
Well, yeah, it's crazy. We did play a show together, Old Tolerated in Landfall, with Despite the Reverence. Back when
Yes.
the Roxy was still a thing.
Yes.
Not dangerously close to the territory of music.
Okay, so to make this burn you a little bit more, you do realize that we played that show Monday morning. They repoed the PA system.
Yeah, no, I know.
We were the last 3 bands to ever play
the
that
Roxy.
stage.
Until it gets opened again and eventually goes under again.
Well, and
Not
yeah,
by
the
Darren.
next Darren Mini Sofer fucking nightmare project. I don't know how anyone still wants to work with that fucking guy. What
He
a
is-
piece of shit.
Everybody-
See, the funny thing is, I'm
everybody
not
I-
even going to be like, oh, we need to like don't be controversial, because that's not a controversial opinion.
No,
in
no.
Saskatoon.
That is a
Sorry, I will
Saskatoon
say,
opinion.
just to like cover the libel
Everybody.
bases, it is my opinion that Darren Minnesota is a
It
piece
is
of
many
shit.
people's opinion.
He's like easiest word's a worm.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's time maybe we move into some of our regular segments here.
Let's blow some heads.
But first of all,
Is that a dick pic? They're sending dick pics.
for a later segment. So first of all, Dallas over here, he's a lovable guy. He's a great little gremlin. He knows a lot about audio engineering, but he doesn't know a whole lot about anything else. And so this podcast has really been a good opportunity for Dallas to kind of learn some things about the world from experts in various fields. Dallas, do you have any questions for our expert today?
So since you like cars so much, I figure you got to have a favorite wrestler who drove a vehicle into the arena as his entrance. Do you have a favorite vehicle
good
that a
pull.
wrestler drove?
So you'd expect like the Undertaker and his custom West Coast chopper, but Stone Cold Steve Austin and the Coors Light fucking cube van with the hose. Like, all time. Not to mention
was
Stone Cold
great.
Steve Austin crashing his quad 3 times at WrestleMania this year, and the 3rd time crashing it and almost taking out one of the front row seats.
That's wild.
Yes.
He crashed it twice before he even got on the ramp to come down towards the stage. This
man.
guy owns a farm. This guy rides an ATV for
the
a
time.
living. He couldn't back it up. He backed it up underneath the stage.
Well, that's why Dallas and I were talking about it afterwards, and we kind of came to the realization, we're like, wait a minute, is Stone Cold Steve Austin the first person that could have got a DUI at WrestleMania? Because surely he
Like,
was hammered.
Yeah, he claims he's sober, but like,
He
I
wasn't
feel like
driving
it's
like
almost
it.
No.
more embarrassing
knows
than
how-
being like cooked out of your mind.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he literally hit this lady and she like jumped back and spilled her drink on herself, and he just gets up and he's like, I'm sorry. And then like 3 officials came over and just like, that lady is going to WrestleMania for like the next 10 years.
Yeah.
Hands down. Don't sue us. Don't make a Facebook post. Don't go on Twitter. We will give you whatever you want. And really, meanwhile, I would have been sitting there and been like, I just got fucking hit by Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is awesome.
You want me to crash the ATV again? Can I get a hell yeah?
Hell yeah. Exactly. I would literally, he would have fucking shut it off and I would have been like, hell yeah.
Oh shit.
Well, the first of our regular scheduled programming is a fan favorite segment. It's called Who Dis. So I'm going to give you the name of a person, a real person. I don't expect you to know who they are. I want you to tell me who you think they are based on the name alone. Your Who Dis this week is Alfonso the Slobberer.
Alfonso the Slobber.
I want to say Dallas is right to be laughing.
I want
The
to say
impact
he
has
is
been
like
lessened for me
head
'cause I-
waiter at like the finest dining restaurant in San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
You know, San Francisco's kind of a pricky town, and like I feel like the servers spit in people's
You know, I
faces.
agree.
You know?
You know, I've been there a few times. I agree. I
Like-
agree.
Yeah, right? They're not nice people. Like, I went to Texas, nicest people on the planet. Don't understand why. They're miserable. It's plus 40 degrees outside. It rains hot rain. Like San Francisco, pricks.
And it's
They got
oh,
that
man.
fucking they got that fancy bridge, they got that full house show, and they just think they're better than everyone else.
Before we reveal who this actually is, I just want to say that is an incredible
Paul.
yeah, fuck it. Great pull. Because Alfonso as a waiter's name, beautiful.
Yeah.
Blank the blank as a waiter's name, insane. Alfonso the Slobber is specific. It's got like Vlad the Impaler energy.
Oh,
Like
yeah. So I'm
Vlad the
Alfonso the
Impaler's
Slobber, I'll be
bringing
taking
matzo
care of you
sticks to your
today.
table.
I'm sorry. What?
How's it going, guys? Can I take your order? You guys want some drinks?
So the real,
That's why.
the real
Okay.
Alfonso the Slobberer was actually king of Spain in the 13th century. Our next segment.
Lucky bastard.
Our next segment is one that's actually been I've been enjoying it a lot this season. It's a new one. It's called Brush with Fame. Ernie, what is your most boring celebrity story? Somebody that you saw getting off a bus one time.
So I guess not like super celebrity, but like famous enough. I sat in the Calgary airport and got absolutely hammered with Connor Bedard's fucking star goalie in his last season for the Regina Pats. I got so drunk that I got up and left, and he ended up having to pay my tab. So if he sees this podcast, I'm still in Saskatoon. Come find me. We'll square up later. Best 6.5 hours of my life. That African American was funny as hell.
Oh, that's good.
Next, we have a segment that Ollie has affectionately named Master of Jack. What is your most useless skill? Something you're really good at that doesn't really translate to anywhere else in your life.
I can blindly tell the brand of a vehicle by its exhaust.
That's
Holy
insane.
shit.
To an extent where I'm like, that's definitely a big block Chevy.
That's
Copper,
fucking
I'm like-
crazy.
I'm like, that's definitely a Dodge. And I'm not always 100% right, but like,
Yeah.
Reliably enough that you can say
Yeah,
it
like-
comfortably
and,
for the
and
internet
it's not
to
to the
see.
extent of like that diesel's a Dodge because it's louder than shit. Like,
Yeah.
for the most part, I'm like, a car will fire up and I'll get my attention. I'll be like, just a Ford. Don't worry about it. And yeah,
right.
outside of being an asshole, that doesn't really get me anywhere in life. So I guess that would be my useless skill.
Sure.
Well, Dallas, hit the music because it's time for Are You Smarter Than Dallas Outsider?
Now, before we begin this segment, it needs to be said that Dallas actually has a better track record for this segment than I do. He has won more of these games than I have.
Yes, yeah,
That's true.
It's true. A whole one of them. So in Are You Smarter Than Dallas Outsider, we've got Trivial Pursuit, the Genius Edition, circa, I believe, 1984. And so we're
Literally
gonna.
1984.
15 years before he was born. Perfect. I have a chance.
So yeah, you get the question first. If you get it wrong or pass, it moves to Dallas. Best of 5. Your first question, folks, is how many gills are there in a pint?
Gills?
Gills in a pint.
How many gills in a pint?
Like the beer?
Well, the measurement unit.
I'm going to say
Oh,
7.
God.
It's not 7.
I'm gonna say 4.
It was 4.
Holy shit!
What?
Okay, Dallas is off to a great start.
Clearly, this guy read the box before we got here. I got it. I understand. I need to step up my game.
All right, question 2. What East European country does a Montenegrin hail from? Circa 1984.
East European country.
Circa 1984, mind you.
Can I pass?
You can pass.
I'm passing on that
I'm
one.
gonna say Yugoslavia.
It's Yugoslavia.
Holy shit!
Holy crap,
This
folks.
kid just studies these cards at home. He studies crazy tenor guitar, and he studies these cards. That's all this fucking kid does. He doesn't have a job.
Tanner
So,
gets-
just for everyone who's watching right now, Dallas has lost every single one of these except for one.
I think in the whole time since we started the podcast, which by the way, I think we're closing in on like 30 episodes of this now over the past like year, Dallas has won 2 games of Are You Smarter Than Dallas Outsider?
He's
Okay.
up 2. Still
What?
all to play for.
Leg wrestling in the parking lot after for a final winner. Just saying, we'll bring
Great, yeah.
we'll bring the camera. We won't bring the microphones.
You're
I'll
not the
film it and we will put it on TikTok.
It's funny. You're not the first person who recommended wrestling me as the final.
Yeah, that seems to be a theme.
I can beat that kid.
He's very spine busterable. What?
Abigail DDT, game changer for him.
Oh my god.
What feature on a golf course is sometimes dubbed Egyptian Bermuda?
The sand trap.
Sand trap.
Oh, that was gonna be
Because
my
I
answer.
always spend my time either ankles deep in the pond or knees deep in the sand trap.
1 to 2.
Okay. What anesthetic did Queen Victoria allow to be administered during the birth of her 7th child in 1853?
What anesthetic?
Yes. What chemical, basically?
I'm gonna say cocaine, but I know it's not right.
It was not cocaine, but that could have been a good guess, actually.
She was probably already high on it.
Yeah,
Didn't-
probably.
Didn't work.
So okay, let me just decode the question. So the aesthetic is that just like
Anesthetic.
a
Anesthetic.
anesthetic?
like-
Oh, great. We've got a word
morphine.
for today. Dallas, spell fucking anesthetic, bro. I don't know if I even could.
Whoa! One question at a time.
Okay. An anesthetic is a drug that knocks you the fuck out.
Oh, okay. So what did the Queen of Victoria give to?
Queen of Victoria.
It was fentanyl. It was fentanyl.
There's so much fentanyl.
There's so much fentanyl in the 1800s. You guys didn't even understand. The island of Victoria
Actually,
was all fentanyl.
I have
fueled.
a 7th
I have a
child.
legit
Bit of a
guess for
slut.
this one.
Okay. So, in the year, what year?
1853.
1853. So just repeat the question for me.
Okay,
Fuck.
in 1853, what anesthetic did Queen Victoria allow to be administered during the birth of her 7th child?
Oh, okay. What? Oh, is it heroin?
No, it was chloroform.
Oh,
Is that what you're gonna say, Will?
Ketamine.
I was going to say opium.
All right, final
That's a good
question here. What color was applied to England's King William III? What color was applied to England's King William III?
This would tie it if you got it right.
Applied to what?
King William III.
Yeah.
Well, like, I mean, Donald Trump went orange, so I'm gonna go orange.
Me, it's orange.
No way.
It's William
So
of
it's tied.
Orange. Wait, that's tied. We need a tiebreaker.
He totally just Donald Trump the shit out of that one.
You did pull the trump card.
Okay. What is the slowest Olympic swimming stroke? The slowest Olympic swimming stroke.
Side stroke?
No. Dallas to take.
The doggy paddle.
Fuck off, Dallas.
What?
You serious?
Is it?
That's not an Olympic
Is it
stroke.
breaststroke?
It's breaststroke.
Okay.
Oh.
You know what? Ernie wins. You said fucking doggy paddle.
Yeah.
Let's get one more. Let's get one more.
No. I want another one.
I think for this final question, let's pick a question where we go funniest
we
answer
can do
wins.
yes or
That's
no.
a good idea, actually. I like
Oh, the
that.
Cards Against Humanity style.
Yeah, let's do
where I'm a
Cards Against
champion.
Trivial
Okay.
Pursuit.
Okay. I like that. Oh, shit.
That's good.
Oh, I got the answer.
I saw that.
My X-ray specs.
What took first prize in Omni Magazine's contest to find the ultimate unanswerable question?
What does my wife want for supper?
Okay.
Solid. Dallas, your rebuttal. Daily double.
So we're going for the funniest, huh?
Yeah. Or if you have the right answer, that'll work too.
But it's got to be funny as hell.
Yeah. TikTok, brother.
Hold on. Let me cook. Let me cook.
So, Will, how you been?
I'm doing pretty good.
I don't think this guy's gonna come up with it.
Yeah, I don't-
He's
I
gonna
don't
be like,
know.
what does my sister want for supper?
Don't give him ideas.
I'm giving him 10
wait.
seconds.
Okay. Okay.
Dallas in the hot seat, stroking it backwards.
Straight jorking it.
Who ran over
punching-
Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Yeah, it's
And
too niche.
Ernie
I'm giving it to Ernie.
wins.
You guys want to know the real
crazy.
answer? The real answer was, why can't you tickle yourself?
I have a really ticklish spot on my body that even I can tickle.
No, you can definitely tickle yourself. I just tried it. It worked.
Yeah, it's in a little.
That's a really
Yeah.
weird question. That's a really weird.
It's Trivial Pursuit. They're all weird questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways,
Have
good
you
job,
ever-
Ernie. You
have you
are
ever
smarter
got
than
one of
Dallas
them?
Outsider.
I was close. I was close.
It's like in Skyrim when you're like getting into fucking I forget what their Valhalla's called or whatever. It's like you can get it by virtue of being the Dragonborn or like different other things you've accomplished. Ernie did it by virtue of being funnier than Dallas. Okay,
We
now,
all knew it was coming.
Dallas with an almost 100% meltdown.
Yeah.
Like, the smoke on stage right now is insane. The camera doesn't do it justice. Like the smoke coming out of his ears while he was trying to think of that.
Forget the
Made his
boys'
hair
room.
redder.
It's just Dallas's attic.
All right, this segment is one from Ollie from across the pond. It's called Does It British? So I'm going to give you a Britishism, and you're going to tell me if you think you know what it means. This week's Britishism is, what is a curtain twitcher?
Oh, is that like a wallpaper liquor?
What's a wallpaper liquor?
The schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Virtually, yes. That is virtually where it goes with that. Yeah, it's like I bet you that guy licks wallpaper.
A curtain twitcher is a nosy neighbor.
Oh, I grew up with a couple curtain twitchers, and weirdly enough, my curtain twitcher just turned 104, and it turns out being old and miserable is the circle of life. Okay. Like 104, she just checked into her first assisted living situation.
Wild.
At 104.
That's crazy.
Probably
This
first
lady
and last.
was miserable
Oh,
Shit.
man.
30 years ago.
Okay.
I thought she was dead.
All right.
Just seen she had 104th birthday. So being a cunt, pardon my European,
Well, topically,
she's learned the way to happiness.
Imagine your midlife crisis being at 52.
Man, I
Yeah.
had my midlife crisis at 35. I quit my job. I had nothing planned. I got a job at Somewhere Else Pub as a door guy.
Yeah.
I made $60 a week. I was living the dream. 'Cause you know what? These three little dudes with one with little goofy glasses told me a little saying, and I lived by that motto: freedom 35. I make $4,000 a month now. I don't need Somewhere Else, but I love being here, so I come around.
I have a confession to make. I thought curtain twitcher was gonna be a dildo. It's immediately where my head went.
Curtain twitcher. I was thinking like beef curtains, and I don't know, it's just like
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for thinking that.
no, I'm with you.
All right. Okay.
We're gonna move on to our quick fire questions. By quick fire, I mean these are just very simple, quick, easy questions to give us kind of a psychological profile of you, in case the FBI needs to find you or something.
7.
In one movie, what is both the best and the worst Nicolas Cage film?
Oh, Gone in 60 Seconds. All day of the week. You just pick a scene and you can pick which one it is.
Yeah.
About the car! And then the next minute I'm like, oh, you're stealing a Shelby Mustang. This is pretty fucking cool. And then he ratchets it up and he's like, oh, but I brought the car. Take off 10 grand. We'll call it even. Dumbest shit.
If you could put a CSI in any city, what would you choose?
Oh my God. Can I pick the CSI? Because like that cougar from CSI Las Vegas, like I would put her in Saskatoon and I would just cause havoc just to meet her. Is that a good enough answer for the question?
That
See,
is
it's crazy
a
because
very Route 8 to like a very
yeah,
Route
you
1
know who I'm
destination.
talking about, right? Like her dad owned the hotel
No, I have no idea what you.
Oh,
Yeah, never seen CSI.
like
Was
how
it Las
Oh,
Vegas?
The question is if you could put a CSI show in any city. But when I said a CSI, he
Yeah.
meant a case.
yeah. No,
Yeah,
no, no,
okay.
no. I meant the main character from CSI Las Vegas.
Okay.
She's a hot cougar, and I would bring her to Saskatoon, and then I would just cause
No,
trouble so I could meet up with
Specifically
her.
to like get arrested.
No, I
by
get
her.
what he means.
I had a hot cop in back in my hometown, and yeah, I just caused shit just to make her show up so I could talk to her.
I like it. I like your ways. I like
What
your
is
ideas.
what is the best ice cream flavor?
Okay, so I actually just went through this with one of my coworkers today. Have you guys ever had marble slab?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Actually,
So
no.
it took me 3 breaths to get through the flavors,
Yeah.
but I gotta say, like, birthday cake mixed with peanut butter cup.
Interesting.
Interesting.
Fair enough. Planes, trains, or automobiles? I think we know the fucking answer.
If I could choose, man, I'd fly everywhere. Just to throw a wrench in the
That's
gear.
good, that's good.
I would totally fly anywhere.
What's the best flavor of soda?
Oh, I should have been born in Texas because it's Dr. Pepper.
Yeah.
32 flavors and they're all cherry.
Yep.
And none of them are wrong.
What's your favorite card in a deck of cards?
You know, I actually won a poker hand with 4 deuces once.
Nice. That's wicked.
4
Any-
deuces beats 2 aces, just so everybody knows.
Oh yeah.
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 Hell yeah.
Just out of curiosity, any like particular like suit of deuce, or are you like deuce neutral?
I'm pretty deuce neutral.
Deuces are
neutral,
wild.
Okay.
Yeah, all deuces are wild, exactly.
What's
I
something?
threw it down and claimed 4 aces, and they were like, no, it's not that game. And I was just like, but you still won. And I'm like, yes, I knew it.
What's something that feels illegal but isn't? Got him.
Yeah, no, actually. What feels illegal?
How's it going, Dallas?
Good. Still salty about the trivia.
Yeah.
Hey, man, you win a couple, you lose a couple.
Yeah.
You lose most of the. Yeah, you
I
win a
was trying to
couple,
be
you lose
nice.
Most of them.
You know what they say, man?
Yeah, I don't really know about that. That's
Fair enough. We can pass.
for some reason I'm just drawing a complete blank. That's so good it should be illegal.
Oh.
Because I mean, like the things I want to start talking about are illegal, and like they're not even decriminalized in Saskatchewan yet, so we really can't touch there.
What is your favorite small town?
Oh man, I absolutely love Gronlid, Saskatchewan.
Yeah. Why is
So it has got like 3 streets and 2 avenues, and one of them is paved. But they got this little hole in the wall bar. It is actually Rock 102's best hometown bar.
Right.
The Sex Geckos went out there and played a show. They built a stage, so it is like log cabin out by Wapiti Valley Ski Resort,
Shit.
and it is like everyone's go-to. You go in there and you get a barrelizer. So
Barrelizer.
instead of a paralyzer, it's a barrelizer because it's the bear's den.
Ah. That's awesome.
And it's made with like cream of cacao and like whole milk and like delicious.
That's wild.
You spend 15 years drinking with Bear, and sometimes he leaves you a 4-gallon milk or 4-liter milk jug on the step of Barrelizer for the back roads home.
That's wild.
But you gotta spend the time.
Oh yeah.
What is the best tool?
Oh, like my favorite tool.
Your favorite tool?
Sure.
So weirdly enough, I'm all like the wrong tool for the right job.
Yeah.
And I do a lot of CV axle replacements. I use a clutch fork out of a 2009 Jeep Patriot to remove every CV axle. I bought all the tools to do it properly.
Right.
This clutch fork just works better
You
every
definitely
time.
get the prize for the most specific answer.
Yeah.
Well done.
And our final of the quickfire questions: aliens? Question mark.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
Like ET didn't phone home, but yeah, they're there.
All right, so now we move on to what's probably my personal favorite segment.
Tom Long, just like hero right now.
My personal favorite segment of the podcast, which is Do You Want This? So this week's Do You Want This is actually a package. So,
Is it a mystery package?
no. Your Do You Want This week is a meat thermometer and a small, tiny whisk. Ernie, do you want this?
I'm actually a Red Seal chef, so like both of those things are useful to me. So kinda, yeah.
Hell yeah. You can have them. That was Do You Want This?
Winner, chicken dinner.
That whisk
It
is so
tells me when the
cute,
pork's done.
dude.
Yeah. Winner, pork
And
dinner.
this whips up my old fashions better than the stir stick.
Oh,
I
was
never
gonna
thought of
say-
that. That's a great idea.
Give it the back.
You don't get this anymore.
It's also a decent milk frother if you're willing to like sit there and jerk it for a while.
Okay.
Well, I'll jerk it for a while, but I don't know about putting it in a cup of milk.
All right. This next segment, this is a classic segment. This is called Who Said It. So on Who Said It, Dallas's Twitter account is an absolute gem or a nightmare, depending on how you want to look at it.
I think it's just a pit
so
full
much
of
porn that my
juice.
wife made me get rid of it. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh my god.
I'm going to give you 2 tweets. And each tweet, you're going to have to decide who said it between Dallas or this week's celebrity Twitter account. This week's celebrity Twitter account is Kanye. So who said it, Dallas or Kanye? She papal on my conclave till I pope.
That was Dallas.
That was Dallas.
Was.
That was Dallas.
Because like, you know, like Kanye would have been like Nazi affiliated.
And so now, who said it, Dallas or Kanye? Just want to put it in question form. Who do you think Shopify is ran by?
That would be a Kanye reference.
That is Kanye
Was.
West.
I still think the hard.
Shopify stole it. This kid buys his clothes at concerts
Yeah.
That's true.
and the thrift shop. So like
That's true.
Shopify isn't in his vocabulary.
Thrift shops,
Both of
please.
those are
Dallas
true.
lives in Hot Topic.
You know what? I think
The
we should.
discount rack at Hot Topic.
Yeah. Decriminalize Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Is Hot Topic illegal? Because like, you know what?
It feels
I
illegal.
go back. Forever 21 should be illegal because damn do I look good in those skinny jeans.
I love Forever 21.
I actually got stuck in a pair of skinny plaid pants in the change room at Forever 21 in Dallas, Texas, and I had to scream for the attendant to come in and pull them off my ankles.
What a fucking day at work.
Oh man!
I got these
and they're
pants
like, "Where
stuck
you?"
on
They're
me.
like, I was like, oh, and then like I went back and I'm like, "Yeah, so how's it going?" I'm like, "Well, so the lady at Hot Topic got to meet a Canadian today." They're like, "Oh yeah," I'm like, "Yeah." Pants were around my ankles, couldn't get them off.
Oh shit.
Our next segment is called Gun to Your Head, or Would You Rather. So for this one, I'm going to give you a situation, and you're going to have to decide which one of the hosts, including Ollie, because you know Ollie, in which one of the hosts you would rather. So which host would you trust more not to rat you out if you both committed a crime together?
I have to go with Ollie on this one because let's be honest, the cops couldn't fucking understand him anyways.
Yeah.
Plus, he only knows my secret name, not my real one.
All right.
There you go. There you go.
All right, and our final of the regular segments, this is Secret Time. So, with Secret Time, we used to give you a bunch of secrets that you'd have to assign to all the hosts, but we've simplified it now. So, I'm going to give you one secret, and you have to say between the three of us and Ollie whose secret this belongs to, or whose fact kind of thing. Which host definitely puts on the most miles flying?
Stroking his beard like it's me, but it's definitely not. I'm gonna say the guy that is spending 6 months abroad right now. That Ollie definitely flies more than everyone else. Although he loves Europe. No, we're going that way. He flies more than Ollie, definitely.
You got it right, but for a different reason. But yeah, you did get it right. Ollie, you fly way more than Ollie.
Oh yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Because you fly
I flew-
constantly.
But are you like
um,
international or like domestic?
He flies
I
to
get
LA to
domestic.
see bands.
Yeah. I flew. I counted it. I flew 14 times in 2023. So.
Yeah.
So I almost got it wrong, but I got it right. I'm doing good with these answers.
Yeah,
crushing it today.
you're on fucking point today.
And I
It's
ran
been a
out of
really
beer
good
and our
episode.
server won't come up here and talk to
I
us.
have a
Like our husband owns the bar or something.
Well, that brings us to the end of our regular segments. The veil of music, not talking about music, is lifted. Ernie, do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you need to shout out?
Check me out on MySpace, Broken Idols. Look it up on anything you want to stream it on. And if that entices you in any way, there's a song out there called Ernie's Pants.
Okay.
And we have a music video on YouTube with over 5,000 views.
It's an experience.
And I am not wearing pants in part of the music video. Slow it down. Try to read what it says on my butt.
Dallas, can we get a small clip of that on the YouTube video at the end?
sure.
Well, thanks once again for Somewhere Else Pub for hosting us. We're planning on wrapping up our season probably soon here. Ollie Eldrick is going to be back with us for our next episode. He's flying back in this Friday night. So yeah, he'll be back with us for our next episode. We have another plan for another project we're going to do. So we're going to put the podcast on to bed for the season, and then we're going to do something really, really wicked, which is going to be
Willy Wicked.
Really wicked.
That's what it's called.
It's gonna be Willy.
Really wicked with a wiffle ball bat.
We've been teasing it for a while. It's going to be, well, you know what? Fuck it. We might as well just say what it's going to be now. We're going to do our very own D&D pod.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Run by William Wallace and designed by him and Ollie. We are going to have our very own D&D show, so definitely check that out.
You can't get rid of me.
It's going to be fucking sick. And yeah,
It's gonna be really wicked.
you can
It's gonna be Willy Wicked.
make sure you follow us anywhere. Make sure you follow us anywhere you stream your
Really
podcasts.
wicked.
Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at Outsider Radio.
And make sure you pay us in Patreon money.
Yeah, go on to the Patreon. You know, if we get money,
We got some
can
cool
do-
stuff in there.
We got some cool stuff on there. And Dallas and I are starting to like do playing some video games type shit. When Ollie gets back, we're gonna play more video games. It's gonna be fun.
And
They
if
play-
you guys contribute, maybe next time they'll not let me run out of beer.
Tell you what, if you contribute to the podcast, if we get like enough money, we'll make Ernie do something really jackassy.
And I am down for all of it. Just remember, I'm 37 years old and the bones don't heal like they used to. But I'm always willing to say, hold my beer, and I'll do anything you tell me.
All right.
This has been the Anything Else podcast. Thanks so much again for tuning in. See you next time.